Hey, how's it going? My name's Nat. Coming up on Newsbreak. The oldest and youngest astronauts ever blast into space. Why counting swans is a serious job. And the world's fastest train. But before we get started, why don't you hit subscribe? Billionaire Jeff Bezos has blasted into space. And he took some pretty special people along with him, including the youngest and oldest person ever to leave Earth. Here's Joe.
5, 4, command and start. 2, 1.
And blast off for another huge moment in the billionaire space race. Yep, Jeff Bezos, his brother Mark, and 2 other special guests have just made astronaut status. Only 9 days after fellow billionaire space enthusiast Richard Branson did too. Their flight aboard the Blue Origin spaceship New Shepard only lasted about 10 minutes. They travelled 100 k's up to the boundary of our atmosphere and outer space, called the Karman line, before safely parachuting back to Earth. But it was plenty of time to have some zero-gravity fun and break a few records. The most notable being by 2 of Jeff's fellow crewmates, Wally and Oliver Daemen. At 82 years old, Wally became the oldest person to ever go to space.
I've been waiting a long time to finally get it up there.
Oliver Daemen also set a record, becoming the youngest person to ever go to space, at just 18 years old.
We are one of the first, and let's hope that many more people can do this. It's so amazing.
South Australia's COVID outbreak has really messed things up for Super Netball. 4 clubs have now been relocated to Brisbane from Adelaide as South Australia enters its 7-day lockdown. But just a week ago, 6 clubs moved to Adelaide to avoid lockdowns in New South Wales and Victoria. So much for that. Now the league's trying to work out how the rest of the season can go ahead for the final 3 rounds. The Milwaukee Bucks have won the 2021 NBA Championship. They defeated the Phoenix Suns 105-98 in Game 6 of the Best-of-7 series. Giannis Antetokounmpo led the way with 50 points and took home the Finals MVP trophy. Let's head to England now, where an important annual ceremony is taking place: Swan Upping. It's basically a royal survey of all the swans that live on the River Thames. And yes, it's as strange as it sounds. Here's Amal.
Have you ever wondered how many swans there are on the River Thames in England? Probably not, but turns out it's actually pretty important. Well, at least if you're the Queen. Because traditionally, all unmarked mute swans in open water belong to the British Crown. So every year, these officials spend 5 days rowing around the river counting how many swans there are. It's called Swan Upping.
Of course, today, Swan Up In is all about conservation and education. Like today, we're travelling up the river, 3 days of Swan Up In. We will, every family of swans we come across, we will lift out of the water. We will take the cygnets ashore, we will weigh them, we will measure them, and we will check them for any injuries.
It's a tradition that's been going on for more than 800 years. You see, swans were once considered a delicacy, and royalty wanted to know how much was available. But now, hundreds of years later, it's all about protecting swans, which I'm sure the swans are very grateful for.
Joseph, go on, do a trick.
Oh, I don't know.
No, you can do it. You can do it.
Okay.
Oh, wow! Now that was impressive.
Just like these next stories.
Hey, that's what I say.
I thought I could try it.
Meet the 4-year-old on a mission. Donning a pair of pink goggles and an inflatable boogie board, Nina helps her dad collect plastic rubbish from the beaches of her home in Rio de Janeiro. It doesn't matter if it's plastic bottles, empty wrappers, or whatever this collection of junk is, she's keen to do her bit to keep her country beautiful. What a curious looking creature. This is a bearded tapir, and they're found mostly in Central and South America. They're also endangered, so when this impressive specimen was born at Audubon Zoo in the US, people were stoked. And finally, make way for the fastest train in the world. This maglev train, as the name suggests, uses magnets to help the train levitate, meaning it's just hovering above the tracks. It's not a new idea, but this one in China has just been touted as the fastest one yet. It's capable of reaching speeds of around 600 kilometers per hour. Impressive. Well, that's all the news we've got for you today. In the meantime, don't forget you can hit subscribe. That'd be impressive. See you tomorrow.